This is Dragons Live in high definition, brought to you by Forum Communications.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Dragons Live. My name is Steve DeStacio here on WDAY. Tonight we're going to take a look at the Dragon women's and men's basketball teams as they head into this final weekend of the season and prepare for the NSIC tournament. My first guest tonight is Dragon women's head coach Carla Nelson. And Coach, there was a point this season where your streak of 13 consecutive winning seasons was in peril, wasn't it?
Well, it pretty much seemed to be that way. But fortunately, we got it together and, really down the stretch have been playing pretty good basketball.
Let's take a look at the NSIC standings. Your team is currently 16-8 in fourth place in the NSIC. It seems as if you've been playing catch-up all season long.
Well, it certainly seems that way, and it feels that way too, Steve. But again, like I said, we're very fortunate that, we've got it together here the last, 6 to 8 games. Really, after Christmas, we're 10-4. So we've been playing pretty good basketball. It's just the league is so tough that sometimes it doesn't feel like you're going in the right direction.
Northern State on top, followed by Minot State. And I want to give you a lot of credit because earlier this season on radio, you said those two teams might be the cream of the crop in the NSIC North.
Well, when you looked at their roster, as far as Minot was concerned, I felt like Minot had good experience. They have some very talented young women on that team, and I felt like if they could put it together, stay healthy, I thought they would be in the mix at the end, and certainly they are. And then Northern, again, Kurt Fredrickson does such a good job with his team and very well coached, and they can break you down and do a lot of things. So I feel like those two teams, with their experience, were the teams really to beat.
Before January the 24th, your team was 9-7. Then you beat Duluth, lost at St. Cloud, but since then have ripped off 6 victories in a row. When did you feel like, you know what, we're starting to turn this thing around? Well,
really, I'll tell you, when I felt it was after the Crookston loss. I felt like the second half of the Crookston loss was, I could feel some momentum. We were gaining some momentum. And I thought I saw some good things. I felt like our energy level in the second half was better. And, at that point in time, we just lacked a little bit of confidence. But I really felt like we were really picking it up at that time. And then, that the St. Cloud loss felt like we just ran out of gas. But after that, I feel like we've played pretty good basketball.
It also helped coming home.
Well, home court, there's nothing like home sweet home. And we've really done a good job holding serve at home and playing tough at home. And I think that any team in the league that wants to compete for a championship or that top 4 seed, you have to play well at home.
And the theme of your team all season long has revolved around your 3 seniors. Let's start with Haley Tomford. She was averaging 3 assists per game before the streak, and now during this 7 out of 8 stretch, she's averaging 4.2 dishes per game.
Well, I will say that with Haley, when she plays well, I feel like our team plays well. She distributes the ball, has done a really good job of that, and really has minimized her turnovers. Maybe against the Augie game, in the Augie game, I think she could have played better, but really for the most part, I think Haley's played pretty solid for us and really has been knocking down some big shots.
And in the Augie game, fellow senior Morgan Zabel, who's averaging 19.1 points per game during the stretch, hit your game-winning shot.
Well, Morgan is just a kid that is going to make plays. She makes me look good, and so I really owe her a lot. But she's got great leadership, can score the ball from multiple positions, and rebounds the ball very well. And that really just gives us all she can on the defensive end.
And Megan Stracy, 17.3 points per game and just under 11 rebounds during this stretch. She struggled earlier this season.
She did, and there's a lot of concern for her health as far as her foot was concerned, but I really feel like right now she's playing the best basketball of the season for us, and she's going to need to continue that. She's shooting a high percentage, doing a good job in the paint, and then rebounding the ball very well. And if she can continue to do that, we'll do very well.
And you start off this weekend with Minot State. They got you back in December. They got you pretty good as well.
Well, we played terrible, and I thought Minot really just ran all over us. We're going to have to come out and defend a lot better, take away their transition game, and then offensively we're going to have to figure out some things to do that we can have some success with. But again, very talented basketball team. They're a little bit different on the road than they are at home. They have a lot of success at home, so we'll need to really take advantage of them here.
And Saturday, what does the University of Mary bring to the table?
Well, they got a big post presence in Linda Murray. They have some kids that can shoot the three, so we're going to need to have great transition defense and low post defense. And then again, I think it just goes back to what we've been doing is dominating the boards. We need to rebound the ball, and we also need to score the basketball. So if we can do those things, I think we're going to have a successful weekend, and we have a lot to play for.
And let's take a look at the NSIC scenarios. Your team can finish either 2, 3, 4, or 5 just to get to the number 4 spot. All you need is a victory. It sounds easy, but again, against Minot State or Mary.
Well, we all know that the NSIC is tough each and every weekend, and this weekend there's no difference. We're gonna have to play good basketball, and to get a win, we're gonna have to do a lot of good things, regardless if we're at home or not. But I think home court should play a big advantage for us, and it better.
To finish 2 or 3, you would need a sweep and then help from Northern State. They would either have to beat Minot or the University of Mary, or if they beat them both and you get a couple of victories, you finish number 2. Are you thinking about climbing or just sustaining number 4 seed?
You know, I think the priority right now is to really win both games at home. I think your home court is the most important thing. Like I said, we've done a good job of winning at home, playing very well at home. We've really only played one bad game here. We just need to continue that trend, and we'll be fine.
If you finish 2 or 3, your potential opponents would be either Winona State or Upper Iowa, 2 teams you beat here in the same weekend.
We had a lot of success that weekend. I thought we played very well, especially in the second half of both games. But again, when it comes down to a one-game playoff, anything can happen. So we'll treat it as we treat everything, and we'll prepare very hard for both teams, depending on who we play.
And if you finish 4, you're still home against Augustana or Sioux Falls,
Yep.
2 other teams that you beat on the road.
Again, we'll prepare the same way. It doesn't matter. We respect everybody in the league. And I feel like as long as we keep our preparation the same, and really just don't place a greater emphasis on one team or the other, I think we'll be fine.
What I've really respected about you, your program, your attitude personally since you took over back in 2000 is we'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere. I keep talking to you about the 2, 3, or 4 seed and getting the home game next Wednesday night, and your attitude remains, if we have to go on the road, that's just fine.
Yeah, I don't foresee going on the road or playing at home a greater advantage playing at home or going away. I think what we just need to do is keep our prep the same, and our approach needs to be the same, and I need to coach the same way. And it does not matter who we play. It matters how we prepare and how we ready ourselves to play the game. And if it's here, if it's in Sioux Falls, if it's in Timbuktu, I really don't care. We just have a chance to play, and we have a chance to advance.
And your latest victory was against the number 8 team in the country in Wayne against Wayne State College. Your best victory of the year?
I don't think, I'm not going to say it's our best victory. Certainly was, I thought the effort was really good. We played like we were on a mission, so I appreciate that. I don't look at rankings. Very seldom do I ever look at if a team is ranked 8th or 278th. I really don't care. I think what you need to do is your approach needs to be the same, and I thought our approach was very good. The one thing I will say is that's maybe one of the best rebounding performances that I've been a part of in over 14 to 20 years, whatever you want, however you want to look at it. I thought we rebounded the ball very, very well. And if we can continue to do that, we're going to beat a lot of teams.
You mentioned in your pregame report you have to hit the offensive glass. Did you expect 20-4?
No, I didn't expect 20-4, but I certainly didn't expect Wayne State to come in with 0 at halftime. So it was a great effort, and I think you just have to kind of build from that effort going into this weekend. And again, it was something that I appreciate because it's something that I preach as a coach, is rebounding, and they actually listened, so that was enjoyable.
The theme around your team are the 3 seniors, but what's really neat, especially during this stretch, is that everybody else has stepped up. Freshman Morgan Bonasic, Natalie Van Wy in the backcourt, they've been terrific.
They've done a really good job. Morgan Bonasic especially has done a great job on the defensive end. We put her on some of the best perimeter players, and she does a tremendous job of shutting them down, and I appreciate that because I was a defensive player myself. Natalie Van Wy really has has played beyond her years. She's got to run the show, and I think she does a terrific job for us. And really, it is a great backup to Haley Tomford. And when you can put Haley on the bench and bring Nat in, it's a relief as a head coach. But the one thing I will say is a kid that I really get on a lot is Savannah Handevitt. And really the last couple of games, she's played like she was shot out of a cannon. So I appreciate that. And then you got to look at Heather Stracey, the younger sister to Megan. We can only hope Heather has a career like Megan.
And two other players that you missed, Leah Miller, who's been terrific as well off the bench, and you can't forget about Megan Rourke out of South Fargo.
Well, Leah's done a great job on the defensive end, shutting down some bigger posts for us. You've seen that on the road. And then, of course, Megan Rourke, there isn't a three that she doesn't like to take. So we'll just keep milking her for all she's worth on that part, and just got to convince her to play some defense.
Coach, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Dragon men's head coach Chad Walthall. You're watching Dragons Live here on WDAY.
Get everything Dragons in the palm of your hand with the MSUM Dragons mobile app. Available now for all your mobile devices. Get news, events, videos, tweets, and all the live coverage you crave simply and easily. Get the MSUM Dragons mobile app today or check out msumdragons.com/mobile app for more information.
Have you ever bought the wrong car? 52% of all used car purchases end in regret. Wrong car, wrong terms and conditions, unexpected problems. You know what I'm talking about. Why put yourself through it? At Valley Pre-Owned, you can't buy the wrong car. We guarantee it. That's right, we guarantee it. Stop down today, learn more about our 3-7-30 guarantee. It will make your next used car purchase the best car buying experience you've ever had. And you might even have some fun.
Courtyard by Marriott Fargo-Moorhead surrounds travelers with all kinds of conveniences that make business and pleasure travel easy. The 126-room hotel and conference center was beautifully renovated in 2011 and features 2 indoor pools, restaurant, lounge, full-service Starbucks, and a 24-hour exercise facility. Located just minutes from MSUM, Courtyard by Marriott is your home away from home when traveling to Moorhead. Reserve your room today at Marriott.com or call 218-284-1000.
MSUM's 4th annual Fill the Fieldhouse basketball games are set for February 22nd at 4 and 6 p.m. You could have a chance to win a Mercedes-Benz ML350 from Valley Imports or thousands in other prizes. It's the last home game of the year, so let's fill the Fieldhouse on February 22nd at 4 and 6 p.m. or visit msumdragons.com/FTF for more information.
This is Dragons Live in high definition, brought to you by Forum Communications.
Welcome back to the special edition of Dragons Live. I'm Steve DeStatio here on WDAY. Now let's focus our attention on the Dragon men, so we'll bring on our next guest, Chad Walthall. And Coach, coming to the end of January, your squad was 14-4 and hovering around the top of the Northern Sun standings. At that point in the season, were you comfortable?
Well, I don't know if you're ever comfortable in our league. It's a brutal league. It's very well coached, terrific players, and you're playing 22 conference games, and so you just know that there's a long road ahead, and you just kind of take it week by week. And I think the big thing is we're going into our last weekend with a chance for a North title, for a chance for a 1 or a 2 or a 3 seed, and so I guess at the end of the day you want to be in that kind of position in the last week of the year.
On January 31st, Upper Iowa was in here to start a 4-game homestand, and then you lost Jordan Reaver, your captain, your first recruit. How is he doing?
Well, he's doing as well as expected. He's certainly going to be out for this weekend, and hopefully, we can get him back for the Northern Sun tournament. But even then, that's maybe overly optimistic. So I don't want to think too far ahead. But at the end of the day, the teams are not going to. They're still going to show up, and we're going to still have to play good basketball to win. We've proven we can win without them. Certainly, we're a better team with them, but we don't have them right now, and we just have to move forward.
But during this 3-3 stretch without Jordan Reaver, your team also posted a couple of terrific victories against Winona State and St. Cloud State, proving that your team can win without them.
2 big wins, and it's a good thing we got them because I think it gave our guys some confidence. Now the problem is, you've got to play other teams in the middle of the pack in the South, which is a very tough division, without him too. So it's caught up to us a little bit not having him, but certainly those wins are big and give our guys confidence going forward.
16-6 coming into this past weekend, and then a loss at Augustana College, but then you come right back and earn a very good road victory at Wayne State.
Anytime you're on the road and you get a win, it's a good thing. Augustana, terrific team, good crowd, very tough place to play. Thought we played pretty well for the most part, but you're going to have to play great when you play Augustana on the road, and we didn't play well enough to win, but certainly I was proud of our guys. We just kind of got ourselves ready for the next thing, and that was Wayne State, and we haven't had a lot of success down in Wayne, as you've said before, very tough place to play. Team has struggled a bit as far as Wayne goes, but they're very capable at their place, and you know, it was good to get a win and come home, you know, at least with a sweep.
Let's take a look at the NSIC standings. Your team is 17-7 overall, 2 games behind Bemidji State, tied with St. Cloud State, still in second place with a shot at number 1.
Well, and again, you want to be there in the last week. I think obviously we need some help to get that number 1 seed. But we have the tiebreaker versus St. Cloud State for the 2 seed. But we have to do our part. And that's really the only thing we can concentrate on is trying to get a sweep this weekend, beginning with Minot. And first things first, as I say, we're going to start with our practices this week. And hopefully we'll have a good week of practice. I'm sure we will. And then, you know, we'll see what happens.
And Minot State on Friday night, what do the Beavers bring to the table?
Very athletic basketball team. One of our first conference games back in December. You know, they have had some trouble finishing games, but I'll tell you, they pose a very big matchup problem for us. We're going to have to play very well defensively. They are a great rebounding team, a great free throw shooting team. They get to the line as much as anybody in the league. So we're going to have to play very good defensively, better than what we've played the last month. We're really going to have to gear it up, not only for this weekend, but going forward from there.
And then Saturday is senior night, and we say goodbye, at least for the home regular season, to 2 pretty terrific guys. First start with Taylor Philippic. Taylor
Philippic, a transfer from Eastern Kentucky 2 years ago, and actually a year and a half ago. You know, I guess he's really been a good teammate. He probably hasn't played as many minutes as he'd like, but he has been big in some key situations. And I think the biggest thing with him is he's always kept his head involved in the game, even though he hadn't played. And so when those moments come, we always tell our guys, be ready. Always be ready. Your time, you never know when your time's coming. And so when he's had his opportunities, he's really been solid. Probably our best defensive player in the post, a very good passer out of the post, and now is in our starting lineup, and we've done very well with him. As you have mentioned, with him in the starting lineup. So we're really happy with him.
And then a guy who's taken a little bit of a different road, a roundabout way to get to his senior year. And Terrell Clark has been nothing but terrific.
Well, I tell you, you know, it's amazing. When we first recruited Terrell 2.5 years ago, you know, he was in that process of kind of getting his academics in order and so forth, and it's amazing the maturity level that he has reached in the 2-3 years. He took a leave, you know, he had a child, you know, grew and matured as a man, and then came in this year and just has been outstanding. Really has been our top rebounder all year, shooting a very high percentage. You know, probably one of our best defenders and hardest workers as far as during the game. Just goes full tilt every possession, sometimes to his detriment, but you always love to see what he does when he brings it. So we're going to miss him. Really proud of Terrell being able to come back and finish his career here, and has had an outstanding year.
7 double-doubles this season, but there's one other guy. We talked about your captain. We talked about the 2 seniors, Philippic and Clark, but I really want to talk about maybe our favorite Dragon, and it's a guy that you've embraced, a family you've embraced this year, beginning with the regular season, and that's a little boy named Dalton London, who's suffering from a horrible disease called Fanconi anemia. Talk about the impact that he's made, not just on this team, but on your life.
Well, I think sometimes you get so caught up in everyday life that sometimes you forget big picture and what life's all about. And life is about family and friends, and Dalton certainly is going through something that not very many young people his age should ever have to go through, and very few do. And he's really been an inspiration to me, how my approach is. I think he's been a tremendous influence on our players. Our players have seen firsthand how strong he is. You know, he has really kind of accepted the challenge and the adversity that's come out of this thing. And you know, I think our guys have really just learned to appreciate what he and his family are all about. And he's really taught us more than than anything we could ever teach him or his family. They've just been true Dragons, and we're really blessed and fortunate to have him around our program. And we really are trying to do everything we can as far as support, so he can get as healthy as he possibly can be.
And this Friday night, I heard that you're going to wear your suit, but not your shoes or socks. Explain the cause.
Well, the cause is called Samaritan's Feet, and it started a few years ago by a couple of people that basically it was in recognition or to make people aware of the difficulties that people, and more so children and kids, have with no shoes to wear in the country of Africa. And it's amazing, the statistics, and I don't know them exactly, but the statistics are amazing as far as the number of young people that do not have anything to wear on their feet. And so this is just a way to make people aware. There's not a lot we can do other than maybe donate some tennis shoes, donate some church shoes, just do little things like that could really help people out there that don't have anything to wear.
Let's take a look ahead to next Wednesday night, February the 26th. We can't wait for March, so the madness will start in February. And like you mentioned at the top, the Dragons will finish either first, second, or third in the NSIC. Is there an advantage finishing either first or second? If you finish 1 or 2, you'll play Wayne State or Concordia St. Paul, 2 teams you've beaten this year.
Well, I'm glad that would be either 1 or 2, and we'll play who we play. All we can do is control our own selves and how we play Friday or Saturday to set us up for that number 1 or 2 seed. Obviously, I guess you'd love to be a 1 seed because that means you're number 1, you're first place, and that's a good thing, and that would be great for our guys. But again, if we win both of them and end up being a 2nd seed, we're going to face a formidable opponent, but because of the body of work, we're going to be able to play them at home. And so that'll be a big benefit no matter who we play. And so we're just going to try to go out and get things done this weekend, and then we'll play who we play Wednesday, and hopefully we'll play well at home.
If you were to finish 3, meaning St. Cloud would jump ahead of you, you would get either Sioux Falls, Augustana, or Upper Iowa, 3 teams that beat you.
3 very good basketball teams, and that South is loaded. That tells you how good the South is this year. Those 3 teams are right now, I think 11-9 as we do this interview with 2 games to go. But again, if we do end up 3rd, it's not the best scenario that we would hope for. But again, you play who you play, and so Wednesday, whoever it is, whether it's one of those 5 teams, whoever it is, we're going to play our best. We're going to prepare, and we're going to do everything we can to get down to the Sioux Falls tournament.
Do you feel like you need Jordan Reaver to go deep into the NSIC tournament?
I don't. And Jordan Reaver, nobody has more respect for his abilities and his leadership than I do. And we definitely are a better basketball team with him. But again, we've got capable guys. We can't do it with one person replacing Jordan. We're going to have to do it collectively. But it's a good basketball team with Jordan. It's a good basketball team without Jordan. We want Jordan back sooner than later. But again, we've got to play. Teams are still going to show up and play us no matter what, whether we have Jordan or not. So we just got to be prepared and play well regardless of the situation.
Coach, thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I'll talk with Assistant Athletic Director John Webking. We'll talk about Fill the Fieldhouse night this Saturday night.
WDAY WDAZ Sports was proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the North Dakota High School Championship football games. Now the winter sports. WDAY WDAZ is the exclusive home for the boys and girls hockey tournaments from Grand Forks. Then March and the madness of basketball tourney time. B-boys will be live from Grand Forks, followed by the Super A in Minot, and the B-girls wrap up the basketball season in Fargo. North Dakota High School Championships, only on the sports leader, WDAY WDAZ Sports.
Exceeding expectations. Getting better every day. It doesn't happen by chance. Preparation pays off. So the only question to ask yourself is, am I better today than I was yesterday? Exceed yesterday. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit MSUMDragons.com/swim for more information. That's MSUMDragons.com/swim.
Around here, there's more than one way to live. And at Gate City Bank, there's more than one way to bank. We create banking to fit you. So whatever your way of life, we make it better. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Welcome back. Let's bring in Assistant Athletic Director John Webking, who's going to talk about this weekend's events.
Ton of stuff going on this weekend, Steve. Thanks for having me here. Starting off with our partnership with the Fargo Marathon. We have some discounts and an MSUM challenge going on with them. Friday, we've got, you talked to Coach Walthall a little bit about Samaritan's Feet and that great cause. And then we also have on Friday is Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day. So all of the faculty and staff here at MSUM just show an ID, get into the game absolutely free to show our appreciation for all the hard work that they do with our student athletes. And Fill the Fieldhouse on Saturday is kind of personal to me. I started it here 4 years ago with a car contest and ended up proposing to my now wife. So it's always great to have that event come at the end of the year, but it's also a great year for basketball with senior night, all the playoff implications that you guys talked about tonight, and just trying to reward the fans who have been faithful all season long, sat through all your radio shows, but sat through all the Dragon games and were faithful, and finally rewarding them with a bunch of giveaways and a whole lot of entertainment.
Rewarding the fans, maybe giving somebody a Mercedes-Benz ML350?
They've got to thank Valley Imports, our sponsor with that one. They've been our halftime sponsor for 4 years now and really bring that home. This year we did the U-Turn and Win promotion, and the car values went up each and every game with a shoot-turn-shoot format. And finally, the most expensive car, $50,000 Mercedes-Benz ML350 on the line for Fill the Fieldhouse. But, you know, usually knowing Jeff and Valley Imports, he'll have a surprise or two up his sleeve, and we'll make that halftime definitely another memorable one for Fill the Fieldhouse.
What's really neat about the final weekend of the season, it's senior night, and they get honored for all the great work they do, both on the court and in the classroom. But just the giveaways, all the prizes, I know you and your staff pour your heart and soul into that weekend.
It's a lot. It's hard to save all that stuff just to give it away in one big night of promotions. But all the gift cards, $250 to Buffalo Wild Wings, $100 to the bookstore, 50 T-shirts, free textbooks to the bookstore. I mean, it cleans us out, and it's a good way to do it. And I know we do save a few things for the playoffs, obviously, because we want to energize the fans on that night. But it just has a different vibe at Fill the Fieldhouse with everything and all the ceremonies of the seniors finally, getting their last applause to a home crowd, and it's good for from my perspective as an ex-basketball player, ex-basketball coach, to see all their hard work paid off in front of the people that supported them all year long.
Neat to see all of your hard work here on TV tonight. The work you've done at MSUM, just come to one of the games if you haven't been here. The video boards, the entertainment, giveaways. I found out if you take a survey, you can win money.
Yeah, take our survey. You can either take it at MSUMDragons.com/survey or just download our mobile app, which already has nearly 800 downloads. I mean, it has been very popular with all of our fans, keeping up with all the events, all the Twitter feeds, all the videos. But take the survey, you can win $100 to either B-Dubs or $100 to the MSUM bookstore. So continuing with that theme this weekend of rewarding our fans for supporting us.
Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for being here tonight. And thank you for watching this edition of Dragons Live. We hope to see you here at the Fieldhouse this weekend.